What's up, everybody? This is Totally Gamescast, episode 12. What's going on, boys? I'm trying to tweet that we're live, but I'm doing like some high-end fuckery here.
Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and speak towards it. You're joining us for Totally Gamescast, and then we're going to be coming at you with some Jackbox Party Pack. That's what we've been playing right now. So what the Totally Gamescast is, we talk about all things video games related within the last week. We do this weekly, Wednesdays at 4:30 p.m. It's a partnership between Totally Trey and Sean S. Johnson. As you can see here, Trey did a good job getting those thingies there, so you can follow us on whatever. So let's kick it off with some video game news. As I just said, that we're going to be talking about some cool stuff. We got these printouts because we like to kill trees, I guess.
Dude, we're like the only people using paper on like a podcast. I swear to God.
I know.
Like, we're like literally the last of a fucking dying generation of paper wasters.
I know, but part of me kind of likes the physical, hold it in my hands.
I love it. It gives me something to fiddle with, and so...
Yeah.
You know how my chair has been squeaking the past couple weeks? Check it. No squeaking. WD-40 making upgrades to the podcast every fucking day.
We're trying to do something every week, right? Like, that's kind of the goal. We've been missing a couple weeks here and there, but... Okay, so let's get into the DICE Awards. That's kind of old news at this point. I think it was last Wednesday night, so after we recorded our last episode. So keeping in line with that week chunk of news, I just wanted to bring this kind of question to you about God of War dominating. Okay, so it wins best game of the year at the DICE Awards. It won 9 of 23 categories: outstanding achievement in game design, story, original music, composition, and more. So, dude, for example, the 2017 Game Awards Game of the Year went to Breath of the Wild, and it won 3 other categories. And I was gonna just pose this question to you to kind of get our juices flowing, get whatever going. Would you say that God of War, I know you haven't played it all the way and you've watched some of it.
I've watched it enough to know.
Jesus Christ, not to get off track, but I'm marveling at this Eternal Witness playmat. It is gorgeous. Oh,
yeah, no, it's a good looking thing. I'm using it as a mouse pad now because I need full arm motion.
Oh, yeah, dude. No, big mouse pads where to go when you're playing some shooters. But dude, Eternal Witness is one of my favorite cards. So
no, definitely same.
Yeah, and that's the best art. Ugh, that new art that came out in like 2013, 14.
Ew, dude, I don't even know it, and I don't even want to know it, dude. That's all I'm saying.
Anyway.
We're a little bit of Magic the Gathering nerds here. In case you didn't know, Sean is more of an ex-Magic the Gathering nerd.
Recovering.
Recovering. You know, I mean, like I'm recovering. I've been trying to sell my fucking cards every goddamn day. I was like trying to sling them at work the other day, and I brought this box of Planeswalkers to this kid. It has 17 Planeswalkers in it. I'm like, I'll give it to you at the damage price. Totaled up, the damaged cards are worth $60. I'll give it to you for $50, which is even a better deal. So it was like deal, and he's like, that seems really expensive. I'm like, you obviously don't know this game, dude.
Oh,
and just flat out walked away, but you know how it is.
We should chat next time we have time to chat, like, about not the Totally Gamescast or whatever, but about like maybe I could help out with selling, because I have an eBay account. I mean, I don't know if you want to go down that route. But
I've sold a shit ton of cards.
I was going to say, you have like a bunch of 5-star reviews or something, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of...
Transactions.
Honestly, transactions. Recently, I just don't reply to people when they ask questions and stuff. So
Same.
my review shit's going down, but I just don't give a fuck.
I didn't renew so I had it set to subscribe to your Twitch channel and renew my eBay, and I did that for like a year now. And I stopped doing it. I mean, I've been trying to subscribe to you, of course, but I stopped renewing all of these for 30 days at this price, not the buy it now prices.
Sure.
I'm not doing this eBay auctions where I'm gonna get pennies on the dollar, but eventually I think I will with these action figures and whatever I'm trying to sell.
I mean, it's good to just clean out your shit, man. There's so much shit I want to get rid of, man. I don't need my Super Nintendo games. I can play emulators that are probably a little smoother at this point, you know.
Dude, I have 2 copies of Earthbound, straight up. Yeah.
Why?
I bought them when I was 13. I bought one at Gamers on University here in Des Moines, Iowa, and for $28.
No shit, dude.
28.17. I remember I was there.
It's almost $100 now, right?
It's 150.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
dude?
man.
I think last time we had brought up the price of Earthbound, I was like, that's like $70, right? And you're like, 150. And then this time I was getting closer to it, like $100, 150.
Yeah. But that's my favorite RPG. I know it doesn't hold up well. It's kind of so slow, dude. Those older RPGs are so slow. But
yeah, it's just like it was a stepping stone. I'm getting a doorbell. Who the fuck?
Do you want to go check?
No, I'm not talking to anybody.
I was gonna say, if you're not going to answer eBay prospective buyer questions, why would you answer? The
No,
doorbell?
Never, dude, never.
Okay, let's keep going though. Let's stay on track. That's what I love about the Totally Gamescast. We talk about whatever the hell we want. But I was gonna pose this question to you. So we're in the 8th generation of consoles. I know you're. What's up, Moist Clams?
How's it going, bud? Oh my god.
Oh my god, he's posing this deep thought.
That's not a hard question. I'll just go back and forth. I'll just.
I am not gonna answer that. I'm gonna plead the 5th.
Good call, actually, dude. Why didn't I plead the 5th?
I mean, we can scratch it from the record.
Yeah, strike that one from the record,
Yeah.
please. So we were talking about the DICE Awards and how God of War swept the whole freaking thing.
Yeah, I think it's the first time a game's ever won this much in the history of these DICE Awards, at least.
Sure. I always think that there's one game that, like, so everyone wants to be historically correct about shit. So I think that in a lot of cases that everyone hops on one game every year for, like, every award. So, like, the award ceremony we watched, everyone had hopped on the Red Dead bandwagon, even though God of War had been released. But like since the statistics came out about how many people actually finished that game came out, and like the people's actual feelings came out, God of War has like picked up that suddenly, and people just are now bandwagoning on that. And I think a lot of award ceremonies are just bandwagon.
Sure.
Dick jerk, circle jerk.
I agree. But I mean, I do like to celebrate our medium. I mean, in what other way can you besides an award ceremony? In a way.
Yeah. No. I mean, I think the award ceremonies are like necessary, but I just kind of wish that they intentionally diversified the awards instead of having it being one big dick sucking.
Yeah. So my question I wanted to pose, and for the listeners playing at home.
What's up, Steve?
What up, homie? Is God of War a game of the generation? And the generation that we're talking about is the 8th one that we're in right now, the console generation at least. And that started with the Wii U in 2012. So we're talking the Wii U, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch now. So Nintendo has 2 dogs in the race, horses in the race. But obviously the Wii U is definitely not gonna. I mean, it has great games, but I mean, it was a shitty console.
Yeah, I really couldn't tell you what. I obviously think Fortnite's the game of the generation, but like, I just don't. I don't know. I don't. If I was like trying to be biased or whatever, I'm just trying to think what would be.
Yeah. No. I mean, I think Fortnite is the game of the decade, which is a bigger discussion. Like it is 2010 to 2020. Like it even like the last 2 years, the best years in some people's opinions of the last generation, I think Fortnite is the best game. Still, like, it is created something absolutely insane.
Yeah, no, it's insane. And so I've been saying for weeks that they had 80 million in esports. It's been up to 100 million in esports this year. It's kind of fucking crazy.
The prize pool for just Fortnite.
Yeah, psycho, dude. Like, psycho.
So if you were not to just choose Fortnite, because it's like obviously the craziness that it has brought to like the online gaming world and how it's a living room for kids, you know, to like basically friends can just hang out at any age, you know.
Yeah, I guess maybe the Tony Slopes Alpha is maybe my call for this. I mean, it's not out yet, but I'm just saying that like when that drops, dude, shit is gonna hit the fan. And like it's gonna turn the gaming world upside down. Independent gaming will never be the same again. But like seriously, I want to say Smash Bros, but it didn't hit hard enough. Like
so Smash Bros Ultimate is up there for you though.
I don't know. I just don't think the game hit hard enough to call it the game of the generation. I don't know. I don't think many games have hit hard enough to like even take that title, really.
Yeah, I can respect that. So the 2 that come to mind for me are last year playing God of War. Dude, that was just, or this year, excuse me, I finished it this year. I believe. That game is just absolutely bonkers, and I think that is up there. But Breath of the Wild is still probably my game of this generation.
Yeah, I would say Breath of the Wild is a better game than God of War.
It's hard to choose in a way because one focuses so heavily on gameplay and story, the other one focuses on the freedom and exploration. And not
Zelda,
so much
you just like run a fucking round, dude. Like, I mean, it's so different. There's so many less cutscenes than God of War, so less story driven, but there's so much more like shit you can do. Chess is game of the year. You guys are out of fucking control.
You guys are out of control. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Video game of the year, guys.
Hey man, you know that I'm gonna say Fortnite's like the best game of all time at this point. I don't think I've taken a game as seriously or invested as much time and energy as I have in that game in particular.
I think that Fortnite should be in like the conversation we have a year from now. I hope that we're still doing this, but like where we're talking about the game of the decade, which would include like Dota, League of Legends, all those PC games like that. I mean, even Overwatch would be in the discussion in a way.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I honestly think that Overwatch for me would be ranked above the MOBAs. You know what I mean? Because it was like really taking MOBAs and like pushing it to the next level of like, oh, we can make people aim in a MOBA kind of style thing. So I don't know.
I think it's just something we got to start thinking about, guys. We're coming to the end as far as this generation. Generation 9 should be. I mean, it's expected that Xbox 1, 2, or...
1, 2? Jesus Christ.
Right? Isn't that dumb? Xbox Scarlet is the better way to put it. But I think that and the PS5 will be out this time, or next year. So we'll have the actual announcement by about March next year, in my opinion. So
I have to defend myself, so you continue talking, Sean. But
Okay.
these guys are like talking some mess. And if Katz wants to act like I have a negative fucking kill death in Fortnite, I don't have a great kill death in Fortnite. It's actually pretty abysmal, but
1.83 is not bad.
in the last 7 days, putting down to 1.83.
Okay.
So how about you go and do some dirty stuff, man? Get out of here with that. Anyways,
That's not bad though. Just want to cap this topic off with saying we have a discussion at hand that is festering, and it's going to be what's our favorite game of this generation, which includes PC and, of course, Fortnite, which came out on console. So we're probably already talking about what we're going to... I mean, I can't see anything beating Breath of the Wild for me this year, but who knows? Pokemon...
Dude, that will be interesting to see how that plays out.
We should dive into it.
Yeah, let's dive right into the new Pokemon Generation 8. Is that what it is, too?
Man.
Like, we're on
console
Generation 8, Pokemon Generation 8. We're pretty much the Octo generation going on here.
Infinite, baby.
So today in Nintendo Direct at 8 a.m. today, they announced Generation 8 for Switch. It looks interesting. I mean, it looks a lot like DS to me.
So I was thinking that it looked like Pokemon Let's Go, but just one notch better. So like not as good as Fire Emblem. You know, like the trailer we saw for Fire Emblem. That looked pretty clean. It looks like that, but one notch down.
Yeah.
So, especially with like the United Kingdom, England type like buildings and architecture they had.
Yeah, no, I thought that. So they showed a little teeny bit of like the walking around gameplay, and the levels have looked a little more detailed than in the DS versions of the games. I mean, not DS versions, but
3DS.
DS. Yeah, you know.
So you didn't play Let's Go, right?
No. I have it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I just don't. I haven't played it.
What the heck?
Well, my brother got it for Christmas or something, and I just haven't fucked with it.
I forgot. You have somebody else to share a games library with in this house, so it's pretty tight.
I would actually be agreeing with CSGO being one of the games of the decade.
I saw Moist Clams put that into chat, and I was just thinking, when did CSGO come out, though?
Actually, it's over a decade ago, so it can't be. We failed, dude. No, it didn't. Oh, wait. So maybe I'm thinking of CS Source. Or wait. I don't even know, dude. I'm getting them all mixed up
Moist, tell us some more details about your favorite pick.
What's going on, Wild Dog? Sorry, getting derailed here. Let's go.
Hey, it's all good. So it's Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. When I heard those names, I was a little off put.
Yeah.
I was just like, It's kind of silly. But then they showed the architecture, and here's an actual quote from the Pokemon Direct. So today, I don't know if you guys know, if you're Pokemon fans, today is Pokemon Day, because it's the...
Oh, no shit.
It is the
Happy
day...
Pokemon Day, guys.
Yeah, 21 years ago, I think, is when Pokemon came out here in the U.S.? Correct me if I'm wrong, but the original Pokemon Red, Pokemon Blue. So idyllic countryside, contemporary cities, thick forests, craggy, snow-covered mountains. So they're leaning heavy into what we've already known with Pokemon, right? There's different kinds, different types for different places around the world.
Yeah.
But that architecture, like I said, English architecture looks pretty cool.
Yeah, no, dude, the Pokemon look so gentrified, dude. These 3 new starters look like every 3 new starters that have ever come out in a Pokemon game. None of them look unique anymore. Like, they all just look like little fucking pop-up figures, or those little Funko Pops figures. You know what I mean? Like, they just are making them all look exactly the same.
I think that's the idea, though, right? So that you're excited by when the evolution 1, you evolve for the first time, and then the second evolution, so the third Pokemon in that family, it looks cool. Like, Venusaur looks way cooler than Bulbasaur.
No!
Yes.
Bulbasaur looks way cooler than
that's
Venusaur.
a bad example.
That's like one of the worst examples.
Charizard looks way cooler than Charmander.
Not to just argue all the time, but I like Charmander better.
Really? Than Charizard?
Yeah, he's cuter. He's like, I don't know. Like, to me, a dragon's a dragon's a dragon's a dragon. And I've seen a lot of...
wyvern?
He looks like a shitty dragon. I don't know. Dude, don't come at me with the dragon wyvern thing, you nerd. Fucking nerd, dude. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, we got a regular wiki wizard in the chat with the moist clams bringing some goddamn copy pasta for us all here to consume. A gentrified take on dragons. I think that I have the unpopular take on dragons. This is a very ungentrified, very authentic fucking...
Who is better, Charizard or Charmander? I mean, there's no... Okay, we can both agree Charmeleon's the fucking worst.
Dude, I was saying he's better than both of them.
He has this, like, jacked up, like, hairdo. Like, it looks like a ponytail gone wrong, man bun gone wrong. He's got, like, he's just annoying as hell, and he has a bad attitude, always.
He does have a bad attitude. I'll give you that. No one likes a bad attitude Pokemon.
Why couldn't they make Charizard red, though? Like, red is way better than orange as a color, right?
It's getting too scary, dude. Yeah. It's a kid's game. They don't want fucking people having nightmares about Charizard. They want to be friends with Charizard, you know? I know how it is, dude.
For sure. We were kids once, I think.
I'm
right?
often scared. I can't sleep because of Jinx sometimes. Oh,
Jinx, the human-shaped Pokemon. This Pokemon has some very unusual powers. Its special attack is the lovely Kiss, which puts its opponent into a deep sleep.
I just I'll picture Jinx just above me, like staring at me, and I can't sleep for days, dude.
Man. That's messed up, dude. So this is in the Galar region. It's a new region, and the starters include the lizard water types, Sobble, the bunny fire type, Scorbunny, and the monkey grass type. I have money on here, but it's monkey grass type called the Grookey.
Dude,
I am.
There's
Grookey.
already a fucking grass monkey in the games.
I know.
I think there's 3 grass monkeys. I think there's 5 grass monkeys in Pokemon now.
And just the starters, of the 8 starters, there's 3 grass monkeys.
Yeah, there's 3-4 grass monkeys. What the hell are they doing, dude? Fucking Grookey.
It's monkey and grass, right? I don't know what they're thinking. Root, monkey, and grass.
Scorbunny. That's one hell of a shitty name.
Hey, if it goes off, rolls off the tongue like Scorbunny, then that'd be okay. But
yeah, I accept that.
Scorbunny.
So, Scorbunny is interesting because we'll pull up a picture of him really quick. But
moist clams. I did it all for the Grookey, dude. You're hell yeah, dude. People online really love Grookey, and that's probably my favorite as well, as far as just looks.
Where the fuck is he?
Totally Trey's in the Google image searches right
I'm
here.
trying to find Scorny. Well, anyways, it's
Scorbunny.
Why did I call it Scorny?
He called it Scorny. You got to know what's on his head right here, guys.
Dude, it's some... Yeah, anyways, freaking...
You're just dropping your entire show.
Yeah, no, I dropped actually everything. So,
I forgot to staple these, sorry.
I'm curious which way they go with this evolution. So they can either make it go really like kind of like Blaziken, if you are familiar with that Pokemon, where it's like kind of skinny and like cool looking, but like I think they're probably gonna make it a big giant buff bunny, and it's gonna make me want to. That's what they're gonna do, dude.
Can you imagine?
Dude.
What's the Pokemon that's in?
See, this is the one I like. Oh,
Yeah,
go-
Sobble.
Yeah, Sobble.
And he's got a good like name, and dude, he's like supposed to be like an anxious, always scared type Pokemon. I love it.
Yeah, no, a fucking. He looks like he's usable.
He
Like,
reminds me of Poliwag, which I love. Poliwag, Poliwhirl, Poliwrath.
dude, I think that they just need to ban Grookey. Like, just fucking get this guy out of the fucking.
Okay, a mischievous chimp
Oh
that
my-
is full of boundless curiosity. And then Scorbunny is a rabbit Pokemon that is always running about, bursting with energy. And then Sobble, a somewhat timid water lizard type Pokemon that shoots out attacks as it hides itself in the water.
I don't think you want a Pokemon with social anxiety.
Yeah.
I think that you probably just want like a healthy, like well-mannered Pokemon, honestly. So
Overall, I will say these starters are better than a few of the generations, at the least. Like in their top, they're in the top 4. What would you think?
top 4, honestly, yeah, probably, because there's been some pretty ranked
Awful.
generations. I wouldn't, maybe not top 4, because the last generation, if I remember right, was great.
You should look it up. If you can.
Okay.
So we're gonna look up the last generation or the last 8. You should just do generation all Pokemon.
Gen starters.
Yeah, there we go. Should be a one with
Let's just see if there's one in the image searches.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, this looks like shit, dude.
Okay, so let's see, dude.
Oops.
I actually like legit don't like that many of those at all.
So, okay, for me, Bulbasaur, number 1.
Obviously.
Cyndaquil's awesome. Totodile's awesome. Okay, everyone but Chikorita's good.
Yeah.
Everyone but Treecko's good. This turtle is okay, but he evolves into ass. All of these,
Yeah.
All of these evolve into horrible, ugly things.
The
all
thing
of
right
these,
here, time out. In Gen 4, the thing I don't like is we already have a fire monkey. Now we have a grass monkey.
dude, they're just obsessed with monkeys, dude. They're absolutely hell bent on giving us monkeys, dude.
We got
So-
Moist Clams asking who the cat is.
Who's the cat? Where? Oh, that one. That one's dope. He turns into a big buff fucking
Yeah,
dude.
that's the guy that's in Smash, right?
Yeah. So like, okay, and then so most recent generation, only this idiot fucking circus clown seal is bad. Like only like he
Yes, I
looks like
hate him.
shit. He evolves into shit. These actually aren't horrible. Like this
That's a
one
good
is
point.
really ugly. Like evolutions. Like this one, but the turtle or the frog is dope.
Yeah.
But this generation shit.
Horrible.
This generation's pretty much a
Horrible.
wash. This generation, like we'll talk, and then this generation, good.
So honestly, when I'm looking at all of them, there's not that many that are absolutely horrible.
Oh no, but there are some real ones that need to be banned, and
I will say that I think the water type has the best overall.
water is 100%. Yeah, it's pretty consistent. We've only got like that fucking idiot otter and the idiot seal. Like,
The penguin's kind of an idiot too.
dude, the
but-
penguin's kind of an idiot too. But like, we can't be splitting hairs when there's a goddamn grass monkey. Like,
Yeah, for real.
this has been the weirdest episode.
I love it, man.
ever. We're
I
just like
love it.
ranking Pokemon.
Yeah. Hey, it's awesome. Thanks for joining us today, guys. For
Yeah,
real.
thanks for coming out, dude.
It
We
means a
appreciate
lot.
you.
So there's other Pokemon news, just being that the new trailer dropped for Detective Pikachu.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
if you
yeah.
have not watched it, I'm not going to spoil it. There's a really cool like thing that a surprise, a twist. Like Ryan Reynolds even says as Pikachu, "Oh wow, I wasn't expecting that twist" or something like that.
Okay.
And it is legit really
Why
good.
would they have a twist in a trailer?
No, I think it's just like it happens in the movie.
Yeah.
And like that's his line in the movie in a certain scene, and it works really well with an actual twist in the movie that they kind of reveal.
Okay.
Not really a twist. I think that's not the right way to put it. A surprise.
Dude, M. Night Shyamalan would be very disgruntled at your use of twist here.
Yeah. Hey, it's not me. It's all Ryan Reynolds. And
Oh, dude, good. We probably should have talked about Metro at some point. I know that it's like really popular.
it's doing well as far as like reviews, and I haven't watched any gameplay, but what I did get to hear about it that is super cool is that it's part of with Xbox Live and the Xbox One X, excuse me. It has Dolby Atmos.
What's that?
Atmos. It's like insanely good sound. Like
Okay.
where if you have like a headset on, it really works with if you have like a 7.1 or 10.1 headset surround sound. It works like all that. It's like 3D sound. So
3D sound.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
joking my ass? I've only had 2D
That's some-
sound my whole entire life, man.
I see sounds. Yes.
I don't even know what I would do if I heard a 3D sound. Like, would my head explode? Would my... Dude, weird derailment. Weird derailment. I was cleaning out my ears the other day, and I got this, like, thing that's, like, straight a squirt bottle with, like, a thing that goes in your ear.
An elephant ear.
Dude, it just straight took out a chunk of black shit, like, this big in my ear. I was like, is that my brain rotting? Like, is it actually rotting right now? Like...
It's a known thing, dude. Everyone has some bullshit in them ears. Like,
Yeah? Okay.
everybody. And you have to use the elephant ear to get it out every once in a while. You know what's funny? Is that you can pay... What the
I only orgasm into my butt.
Moist Clams is on one today, guys. But, so, what was I saying? Oh, if you were going to go to a doctor and you were going to complain about something in your ear like that, and he like looked and saw a blockage, you would pay $110 just for him to shoot water, like warm saline or whatever, in your ear.
Dude, I'm
exactly what
thrifty
you
as fuck,
did,
dude.
Yeah, you're thrifty as fuck.
Living the Vida
Back in
Loca,
that-
boys.
So the Detective Pikachu trailer, the second one, is super dope. It has an orchestral version of one of the main Pokemon songs. I think it's like something about a hero, like We Need a Hero or something. But it's really cool. I know it sounds dumb, but I'm all in on this movie. Ryan Reynolds is the man. Even if he does like a PG-13 or PG version of Deadpool, who cares? Like, it'd still be funny, you know?
People were like giving it like shit. They're like, which Pokemon creeps you out the most?
Yeah. Dude, Lickitung looks disgusting.
There was one that
Looks like
really
a tongue.
bothered me. It wasn't Lickitung, and it wasn't Mewtwo, or that might have been the twist that you were talking about.
Spoilers.
Yeah, I mean, trailer spoiler.
True.
Sorry if I ruined the trailer for you. Probably ruined that 30 seconds for the rest of your lives, boys. Fuck. There was some really creepy ones. It wasn't Snubble. Or it was Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime
God.
looks absolutely nightmare fuel. Almost as bad as the One Piece guy in Jump Force.
Yeah. Oh man, One Punch Man, One Piece guy, whatever it is. Yeah, they look kind of weird. But in that game that we talked about last week. But so let's move on though. Let's move on to some more Nintendo news. Big time announcement happened just last week, right after we recorded episode 11. Reggie Fils-Aime retires. Isn't that insane, man? Like,
I don't know a whole lot about the inner workings of a game company like this, and ultimately I don't really know what kind of effect that would have on a company.
it's hard to say, especially with Nintendo, right? They have strong ties to Japan. Basically, I mean, they're headquartered out of Japan, right? Huge office here in the...
Fuck you, cats. Fuck you. I'm really aggro right now, and I'm like holding back all of the graphic stuff I want to say on the Gamescast. But just know I'm thinking some really awful things about you right now, my friend.
Dr. Katz, you're a man amongst boys. So basically, people, it's so weird, dude. If you go online, like when this gets announced, like everyone's like, oh man, this is like the worst news ever. And then I started reading the comments on Kotaku, on IGN, and a lot of people are like, this is the best news ever. He was stifling a whole bunch that was going on with like the Nintendo Rewards program. Do you know anything about that?
Nothing.
If you buy it, so if you buy a game on Switch digitally, you automatically get 5% back in these coins, right?
Oh.
But before it was like that kind of thing. If you buy it like physically, you have to like submit it online and stuff. You would get like these like little handouts like in the game cart or in the like the packaging.
Okay.
And you would log into mynintendorewards.com or whatever it was, and you would get like all these points and coins and whatever, platinum, gold, whatever. And you could get in Japan and Europe, you could get these amazing things like an actual Mario hat. Like,
yeah.
And all
like
these
actually have prizes instead of it being like a bottom line thing all the time with
Yeah.
the company. You know, like back in the day, one of my all-time favorite experiences with a company was you could send in the Pepsi fucking tab things or whatever and like get back merch. And I remember like didn't even drink soda, and I'm somehow getting these tabs. I think it must have had something to do with you could send in cereal tabs too or something. And like I remember like working my ass off and like waiting to get this like backpack with a few like Pepsi balls. You know what I mean? It was just like a blue and red Pepsi ball. And it was like one of like the coolest things to just get something back for free. And like I remember also with cereal you could get like GAC. I don't know if you know anything about that. It's like Nintendo GAC. Okay. Cool. We're on the same page then.
Customer appreciation programs like that, just if for the absolute top like 1 to 5% of your customer base is so cool. But basically, people in the comments were saying that he was stifling Nintendo NA and Nintendo of America's NOA, I should say, their like programs. Like that's why we didn't get like before Amiibo there were these cool like little action figurines. We didn't get the Mario stuff. We didn't get like all this certain things that Nintendo Japan and Europe did. And so people were saying that he was stifling that. But anyway, he's replaced by, and we won't make any more jokes, but a guy named Doug Bowser. So we're in the era of Bowser, boys.
I mean, I always thought that Bowser, the Nintendo character, was misunderstood.
Right.
I mean, it's just the way he looked. Peach would never go on a date with him. So he had to take out that frustration by kidnapping and doing God knows what with her. So just misunderstood.
Yeah, simply misunderstood because he was a crazy good marketing director at Nintendo until he just got this promotion. So Reggie's out as of April 15th, I believe. He was with Nintendo since 2003. He became an instant like gaming celebrity at E3 2004, and if you guys don't recall, he said these exact words: "My name is Reggie. I'm about kicking ass. I'm about taking names, and we're about making games." What a G! What a badass!
He sounds like an actual bro. Was he like wearing like a tank top and
he was wearing a
shorts?
He was wearing a suit, of course.
For sure.
That's the ultimate tiered bro, though. Like, you know, went to business school.
Yeah, no, he's definitely tiered up. Like, definitely ranked up a few bro levels there. That's interesting.
For that to happen, though, in 2004 is huge because that was when Nintendo was, like, sputtering with the GameCube. Now, we know it's all, like, so beloved now. Like, it has some of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, it was a great system, honestly.
Totally. Melee, Wind Waker, Pikmin 1 and 2. I mean, the list goes on and on. But it was sputtering. It was selling not great at all. It was
so
getting
weird to me.
Demolished by PlayStation 2.
Huh. Weird.
Demolished
what
by
was
PlayStation.
coming out on PlayStation 2 that was so great?
It had a DVD player.
Dude, I mean, honestly, I use my PS4 as a Roku and a DVD player. I play games on it very rarely, so that functionality on it is probably the main reason I'll buy a PlayStation 5.
Right.
So, I mean, like, and I don't know, it's, like, interesting that that's what pushed those sales, though. Like,
yeah. So, I mean, and also the Nintendo DS came out in 2004. So, that E3 was huge for Nintendo, the DS being, like, one of the greatest selling consoles of all time. So, Reggie came in and he really, like, brought this, like, charisma that Nintendo, like, more of, like, a boxy, like, stale kind of company, as far as like their public-facing executives had at the time. And saying ass at an E3 press conference in 2004 when it's a Nintendo like conference, that was huge. Like literally just saying the word ass. So, like I said, though, comments on that Kotaku article really ripping him a new one. I was surprised to see, like, for saying he was stifling stuff. What else we had to say here? Oh, people were saying he did the bare minimum too. Like,
I
didn't really get that.
Reggie.
Yeah, Reggie Fils-Aime did the bare minimum. If you guys have any like actual thoughts on this, like, make sure to send them in the comments here. I'd love to see what you guys have to say.
These guys don't have like constructive comments. Van Wedge is probably the epitome of.
Oh my God! Dr. Cash says he hates Nintendo.
Ooh.
God.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, honestly, they put out a lot of shit, dude. I mean, there's good stuff in Nintendo, and I think that you have to either be going for, like, the big titles, or you have to be, like, very careful about what you're buying from Nintendo, because, honestly, I don't know. It doesn't feel like if you're buying a PlayStation game that the average quality is as low as Nintendo. You know what I'm saying at all? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but
I think that Nintendo's consistent as all get out. Now, are they going to have only 9s? No. They're going to have a lot of, like, Yoshi comes out the end of March. what's that going to get? Probably in the high 7s, 8s.
Yeah.
You know?
mean, I have
but
lots
that's
of
really consistent.
Yeah. No, I mean, I have lots of love for Nintendo, but they are catering to a younger audience. It is expensive. There are functionality problems with almost every product. Like, not every game, but, like, every system, there's, like, big problems. Like, so internet for Switch. Also, when I bought my controllers, there was, like, big calibration errors and, like, stuff that we couldn't even fix through troubleshooting, to where we had to mail them back, and we still haven't even done that. And we got our controllers with our original Switch and still dealing with that, you know. So there are problems with Nintendo, but they do have, like, some of the best games ever made.
Oh, yeah.
Like, on every system they've made. Like, every system they've put out, like, 10 out of 10 games.
Right.
Like, so,
yeah.
I mean, is it worth digging through those games? That's for you to decide. But I think that Nintendo does put out good, really, really good shit.
Right, for sure. So we got some love for PC in the chat, and we got saying Nintendo first party and just randomly indie developers on PC. Okay. Oh yeah, we'll never reach N64. Well, I think that personally, Breath of the Wild was like that moment for the Switch. I mean, it was a launch title, and it was just insane. But let's just really round out this topic, because I do want to show the chat something kind of funny about the guy that's replacing Reggie Fils-Aime. I think we had you pull it up, right?
Oh yeah.
So Doug Bowser has some humor to him, at least. I mean, geez, when you're replacing somebody is like Reggie, who has had so many fun moments, like My Body Is Ready online. This is the first picture, so the first day at Nintendo a few years ago. Doug Bowser got a photo saying, "Thank you for the warm welcome." And then look in the corner, guys. Look on the shelf. This guy is a funny dude. He leans really heavily into the fact that his last name is Bowser. I love it. It's just Mario and Luigi tied up with GameCube controller. That's pretty legit.
See, I honestly thought it was an accident, and there was just like a random picture, and that he had just like randomly taken it in like a setting where there was some running office joke going, but obviously it was an intentional.
Oh man,
fucking...
if you go to his Twitter, he like legit like leans into it so hard. He has like a post that was like a picture of a stuffed Bowser Jr. or Baby Bowser on his like work chair, and it was just like, "Hey, another day at work" or something. Like, he's funny. So I think that after 15 years, guys, too, this guy fucks. I love it, Moist Clams. After 15 years, though, like, that's a huge deal for a. You're showing some notes on.
Oh, whoops.
15 years being the CEO / president of Nintendo of America is huge. I mean, that's just a big deal. For someone to stay in that role for so long.
Yeah, no shit, dude.
Especially when we have things to talk about when it comes to layoffs.
I'm sure that has a huge burnout rate for like jobs like that. What's happening, Van Wedge? Thanks for closing Newmont's stream. I mean, dude, I haven't watched Newmont in like months, dude. Months and months and months, honestly.
Wait. That's the guy that when I was like considering getting into Magic Online again or something, he was like streaming once. I told you about it.
Yeah, he's like the number one, like one of the biggest Magic streamers, like most consistently, like there.
If I can recall correctly, you're not a big fan.
Nah, I don't like him. But that's just because he's like not abrasive enough for me. So I like fucking my like small friends that like do whatever they want on their Magic channels, and like that. I think that Magic has this culture of like super political correctness and like super seriousness in a lot of cases. I don't know. So
Moist Clam says maybe they will do something amazing like Mario Immortal.
Mario Immortal, dude.
That's messed up.
Maybe
dude.
they'll announce that at BlizzCon 2020 or 2019, whatever.
Yeah, it's a partnership between Nintendo and Activision Blizzard. So yeah, I mean, just closing thoughts. I thought he did great. The Wii and the 3DS and the DS, like two of the biggest consoles of all time. I mean, the Wii hit 100 million. I think it was 101 million total units sold. And the 3DS family is at like almost 200 million if you count DS, DSi, and 3DS.
Sure.
It's crazy, man. I mean, he was there for like all the good times and some of the bad times. But anyway, we can move on if you'd like. What do you want to chat about next? Anything that strikes your fancy?
I'm honestly good with whatever. We can talk about more layoffs planning our industry with GOG having about 10% 10% staff.
Yeah, let's dive in.
So that was Guild Wars the Guild Wars team, right?
So GOG is the good old games. Did you ever buy games from them?
I bought Guild Wars 2, but
Okay, so GOG.com, Good Old Games, is what they used to be known as. They were purchased by CD Projekt Red out of Poland. If you don't know who they are, they developed The Witcher. I think, what else did they? Cyberpunk 2020, which is coming out somewhat soon. And they just had a layoff of about 12 people, about 10% of their staff. So this whole like trend that we're seeing and just ongoing trend of game companies laying people off, and this was based off of games that didn't sell well, and no games actually came out in 2018 from them.
okay. Well, that's interesting. Like, most companies don't take, like, whole rest years.
Oh, excuse me. GOG is that DRM video games digital platform that hasn't been doing well in the last couple months. So they laid people off. And this goes into ArenaNet's Guild Wars 2, which laid people off, or is about to lay people off. And there's this weird discussion going on because it was, like, leaked to Jason Schreier of Kotaku, who we talked about a lot lately, and a lot on the show, I should say, because he is so good about, he's an actual journalist. Like, he's a video games journalist, not just like somebody that reviews games, or like us pundits that just talk about games and enjoy them. He goes out for the story that is going to be good, like that the people need to know. And I have a journalism background, so his work is always super appealing to me. But he reported that Guild Wars 2, the Guild Wars 2 team is about to suffer layoffs. But they don't know how many or who or what. And that is the thing that we're kind of I wanted to pose to you is like, what do you think about that? He's reporting on something that hasn't happened at a company that employs 400 people.
Yeah, no, that's like good reporting. I mean, like that's the shit we need to be doing. Is like calling game companies and being like, or like calling people we know, or like making a network of people on Twitter of people we know work for game companies and being like, yo, what's happening? Or
right.
like just like reading into those stories and then doing the extra diligence to like dig into that. That's like good reporting. And like honestly, like
I'm actually happy to hear you say that because I was not expecting that answer. And second of all, it's really hard to, obviously, with just Gmail accounts like us, you'd have to have like an @IGN.com email, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I'm not saying that it's easy, but I'm saying that that's like good reporting, and a lot of like reporting in general on the internet, kind of like what we're doing, is repetition from these real journalists getting like real information, and we're just kind of putting it into a more consumable context, or since you guys know us, it's like fun for you guys to hear it from us instead of these like journalists that are working their ass off.
Yeah, you know? Well, I would say we're not reading verbatim.
No, I'm not saying so. We're taking news from people that did that diligence, you know, and like
applying it to our lives.
Yeah. I'm not saying that like what we're doing is a bad thing, but I'm saying that there are some people that are journalists, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so. And I mean, I've heard a lot of the video game content creators out there that I follow, daily, weekly, say that he's like one of the last video games journalists. Like one of the last. There's a few. There's a lot of great writers out there for sure. But so you think that it's okay for him to have reported this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so man, that's a really interesting thing though, because you're messing with so many people's lives. So it's like kind of the company might be like waiting to announce that for like a reason that is beneficial to these people, but probably not. So it's probably beneficial he's getting the news out.
Right.
But
I mean, some of the people that were going to be let go or will be let go eventually don't even know that they're that person, you know?
Yeah.
So him reporting that it's going to be a huge layoff, a huge amount of people laid off is, man, it is 100%, like I said, journalism degree here. But, I mean, it abides by these journalist principles, which is obligation to the truth, loyalty to the citizens, essence of certification, meaning he has like legit sources that are reporting on this, monitor those in power, voice of the people, checks and balances of those in power. I mean, that's exactly what he's doing here. And honestly, he has no allegiance to ArenaNet. That's a corporation, you know?
Yeah.
His allegiance is to the people, and I love it. I'm so behind and so appreciative of him just doing like, look, you're not gonna, as a journalist, you're not gonna make all the friends and be like the number one loved person every day.
Yeah, no. I mean, imagine if he knew that information and kind of was like sitting on that nest egg. So like, okay, say this is like kind of like to make it more personal. Like, say your friend's girlfriend is cheating on him. You know what I mean? And you know that information, but you're like just holding it back because you don't want to stir up a bunch of shit. It's like important for you to tell your friend. Like, it's kind of like I'm thinking of it in that same context of like, be a bro. Tell the world that these layoffs are going to happen because you know, and I think that that's good. But
man, I love to hear you say that. Did not expect that answer from you. I was prepared. If you look at the notes, I was prepared for a discussion on it.
Dude, I did not mean to just agree with you and ruin the discussion.
Oh no, I'm okay with it. Let's hop back to the chat though and get them involved on this. Katz is so right. So I have it on the notes, but I didn't mention it. GOG is DRM free, so yeah, it's a Steam alternative. It's like an online game store. They were originally selling old games, so I actually bought Roller Coaster Tycoon on there way back in like 2011 or 12, I think, when it was good old games.
Sure.
And then they started selling like new games. Like I think this Assassin's Creed, like the last 3 have come out on there. I have a list on here from Wikipedia. So Alan Wake, when that first was released on PC, that was on there, and the Metro Redux series. So yeah, good call out, Dr. Katz. Appreciate that.
Oh my god, dude. I think he will go rogue and start committing video games crimes so he can report them. Exclusive. Fire at EA. What movie is that? Is that Nightcrawler where he just starts like making crimes and shit so that he has something to report?
That's not the Netflix movie, but it came on Netflix and I watched it after it was in theaters. Yeah, that's
a really good one.
Dude, I love
Jake
that
Gyllenhaal,
film.
I think. Yeah. That's
if you guys haven't seen that, that's a really good film about a guy that is photographing and videographer of like accidents and like awful things that happen, and then he like gets so sucked into the world that he has to like start creating them.
Yeah, because it's hard to get ahead because there's a lot of competition. So I mean, probably same in video game journalism. We might have to burn down a couple buildings to get our name out there. But, that's the price of progress, guys. Like,
dude, it's so funny you brought that movie up because I've been thinking about it a lot lately because there was this show that Lydia and I watched right after Nightcrawler that was based on that but with real people. Like, it was a reality TV show.
Huh.
And like there's this brothers that like not twins but like really close in age that like came out with a company together where they would capture this footage and then sell it to these news stations. And then one day, like, one of the brothers, the older one, like had to save a guy's life because he like was like his car was messed up and he was like having like a heart attack or something like happened. His car was getting hit off the side of the road, like sideswiped.
Yeah.
And he like had to literally drag him out of the car while it was burning and about to explode. Then it explodes. Home dude is like shooken up, obviously. So that show is awesome. I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, but it's just like that story in Nightcrawler.
The price of progress is only 5 cents, apparently, so that's good to know.
What else is our chat saying to us? We got a rowdy chat tonight, guys.
Okay,
what the heck?
Assassin's Creed, the one about the box.
I think you're thinking of just Creed, but, which I need to see the second one still.
Expecting to see an X-Men. Jesus Christ. For the streamers, is there an NES behind you? Is it plugged in? No, because the NES, it might actually have a game in it. Hold on. Let's check.
All right, we're going to check.
It's not plugged in because,
just for you.
It's got Base Wars. This is my favorite NES game.
Base Wars.
Dude, far and away the best. If you have an NES and you don't have this game, you're a fucking poser, dude. Big time wannabe gamer right there if you don't got this.
I have no idea what this is.
Dude, it's
so I'm a wannabe gamer.
Well, no, I said if you have do you have an NES? You have an NES Classic.
Yeah, well, I have an NES, but it's not plugged in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You're not a wannabe gamer.
I just gave away all my NES games, and before you guys freak out in the chat, I went on like this weird I need to fill this hole in my life, this void in my life thing like a few years ago when I went back to college, and I just started buying all this like video game stuff.
I know how it is.
Yeah, so I bought like a freaking lot on eBay for like $28 plus $12 shipping of 40 NES games. It was like the worst of the worst, just like garbage, not worth anything. But like I had this like box of NES games I just gave away to like the Goodwill here thanks to Marie Kondo. What else do we got here? Dude, that's how the Macho Man died. Yeah, dude. Hey, man, you know I'm a wrestling fan, Cat, so I appreciate you bringing that to the show tonight.
Uh-oh, Van is bringing up the conspiracy theory about my hook in the ceiling up here.
How does he see that?
Oh, well, so the other day I did a reading from a novel, and they got an angle on it, and they think it's for a sex swing. But if you want, you can, like, pull on it, and it'll come right out of the ceiling.
Yeah.
It's for a green screen.
I can't confirm. This is just, like, these walls. Besides, like, this cement wall here, these other walls around us are, I think it's just plaster.
No, this is
or drywall
solid cement. This is
Really?
that's solid cement. That's solid cement. That's why there's nothing hanging. I thought it was plaster, dude. I would have like so much shit hanging up behind us already. But like this is the only.
I just realized that I only thought that because he repainted the room like a few weeks ago.
It's like I put plaster up everywhere, dude. So what other news do we have even? Like
We got lots still, dude. I got a lot on here.
Damn, dude.
But let's see. We both agree that Jason Schreier. Let's just close that out with saying I'm surprised that we both agreed that like him doing his due diligence for the world, for the people, is awesome. I know you guys are coming in hot tonight with a bunch of stuff, so I don't want to leave you out. But let's see. I mean, there was something kind of cool with how IGN's Ryan McCaffrey. He does this interview series with like crazy bigwigs in the video game industry. Called IGN Unfiltered, where he legit like gets these really cool stories from them. He's had Phil Spencer on, the head of Xbox. This last week he had Bonnie Ross on, and she is the head of 343 Studios, which if you don't know, that I know you guys are not console gamers, but we're going to be talking about consoles on this show, so you're going to have
We're gonna talk about it. You're gonna shut your mouth up, you goddamn rowdy boys.
Yes. She's a Hall of Famer for the Academy of Interactive Arts, but she just broke this like fun nugget of fun story about how the team behind Borderlands 1, so that came out in 2009, was gonna possibly develop Halo 4. So after Bethesda broke away from Microsoft, as you know, or not Bethesda, Jesus, I'm way off there. The team behind Destiny. Bungie. Okay. Do not say you're wrong in the chat because I was just having like a caffeine attack there. But yeah, Bungie broke away from Microsoft and they started making Destiny. Well, Microsoft needs an amazing developer to make Halo 4, right? Sure. Because originally Halo 3 in 2007 was supposed to be it. Then they decided, no, this is like one of our only insanely good exclusives. So.
It's like, actually, we still need to make money on this Xbox thing. Halo was what was selling Xboxes. Maybe we should keep making Halo. Yeah, we'll keep on doing that. No.
So they made ODST Reach and then Halo 4. Well, dude, that would be so weird if Gearbox, developer of Borderlands 2, hopefully we get 3 soon.
That would be sick.
Dude, oh man, that's E3. That's E3 2019. Easy dunk. That's
easy
gonna
locked in.
Oh yeah,
that should have been a Sean prediction.
I know.
That's such a dunk, dude.
I know better than to use something so obvious. Okay. So anyway, what are you guys thinking about that? I know all of you are PC nerds, but like Halo, come on, you definitely played some Halo, if anything, on PC.
Halo is like, that was probably the shooter I played second most to Fortnite.
Yep.
Like I was obsessed with Halo 1 and 2. My first like broadcasting experience, I guess, was Halo 1. My buddy and I would just play one-on-ones, and like I was just absolutely decimating him. And then he basically recorded me on VHS so he could watch the gameplay footage and study it. And that's when I thought I was really, after that, because I was one of my really smart friends, I was like, I'm the best video game player in the world, probably. So just gonna put that feather in my hat here. What the fuck is happening, dude? Oh my god. It won't even let me scroll up the chat anymore.
You guys have broken the chat.
You broke chat!
You've been
you broke it!
Too kind to us tonight, talking about everything and throwing us some shade.
Games advertised on Pornhub. Oh yeah, it's like this game will. You know what I'm talking about? So like on Pornhub, there's like a side thing. It's like, play this game, it'll make you jizz 7 times.
Yeah. And it's just like these like hentai like video gifs like going over and over
See,
again.
that'd be
right?
the journalism I'm talking about, dude. It's like we're going in, we're researching the games, we're getting people the information they need about these websites. So, I mean, that's always an option, man.
Oh, what else we got here? And these boys are rowdy, man.
They're still into console. Halo 1 pistol, maybe the grip. I love that pistol, dude.
Man,
it
same.
feels so good. It's such a gratifying, good weapon. Like, good job on Halo 1.
I'm pretty sure they brought it back for Halo 3. It wasn't as good, or maybe I'm thinking of the BR. One of the two.
They did bring back the BR in Halo 3, but the BR wasn't as strong. And then there was a pistol kind of similar, but it wasn't as good. So
Did you ever get crazy into like the lore and the story behind Halo? Because I
loved the lore. I mean, I don't
the original trilogy.
I think the first two.
Okay.
I think by the time 3 had come out, I was more of a jaded old piece of shit nerd by then. And well into my alcohol. Yeah, well into my alcoholism at that point.
Hey man, Modern Warfare 1 is already remastered, and that is available for free on PlayStation Plus. We can get right into that.
Oh yeah,
so we got these free games here. I mean, by the time this goes up on YouTube, it will be March 1st because we try to do that on Fridays. So games with gold for March, Xbox games with gold is Adventure Time: The Pirates of Enchiridion from March 1st to the 31st, and then Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Is that the one that you meant Garden Warfare 2? Just kidding.
Garden Warfare.
Hey man, that game sells like dime busters. Then we have Star Wars Republic Commando. That's a 360 game, and then Metal Gear Rising 360 game. So whatever, right? This old game is old. PlayStation Plus though, you get that Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered and The Witness, dude. That's some people say that's one of their favorite games of 2016.
Yeah, Wild had said that Warfare Remaster was going to be in there. That's kind of interesting. That seems like a fun game to kind of just dip your toes into for free. You know what I mean? And honestly, it'll probably bring some servers back, just like some good gameplay, like some live servers. What's Thimbleweed Park though?
Dude, so that is made by Roger Gilbert. I'm messing up his name, but he is like a renowned like story click-based story.
I actually looked at the trailer. I'm dumb. It looks really cool. It reminds me of the Iron Giant. You know what I mean? So like minus the giant, but like kind of like the murder mystery small town
point and click adventure. He's a point and click adventure legend.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like a lot like Monkey Island or games like that.
Yeah.
Porn Base Wars. That sounds a little too sensual for this channel.
Moist Clams. It's okay if you're on Team Console, man. Like as long as you're playing games and you're like here because you're passionate about games and your love for Totally Trey, our mutual
and
love.
Sean, dude, don't forget about yourself, dude. You're forgetting about yourself.
American Truck Simulator 250K tournament. That's pretty epic.
Damn, 250K for some. Damn, I've been practicing the wrong goddamn game, dude. I could have easily ranked at the American Truck Simulator. I'm a delivery driver. I like drive all day, dude. I would be a shoo-in, an absolute shoo-in.
Hey, Cats, serious question, so I'm going to pay attention. Are they still charging people to play online for Xbox and PlayStation? Yes. So, and Nintendo now. But I think that's okay because, like, if you add up all the free games they give you to keep that subscription open, it's always over $1,000 a year for that $60 a year price point.
Yeah.
And it's honestly worth it at the end of the day because, I mean, I will not play any of these, but I will download The Witness on my PlayStation Plus and maybe get to that because I had so many people in my timeline, my feed, talk about it in 2016. But
yeah, no, they definitely charge you to play online. I think that's going to be out in the next 5 years. I don't think that's viable to continue doing.
I'm exact opposite mindset. It's going to increase per month. They're going to have tiers possibly in the future. All these companies are really loving the money come in every month. And if you think about it, they have to keep those services clean and available for you to play games and purchase games, and they're going to give out more free content too in the future.
I think that as we get, like I've kind of talked about with streaming services, we're going to get all these piling fees up. It's going to be taking up such a big chunk of your paycheck that like eventually you're going to have to start cutting things, and if you have to pay to play on PlayStation and Xbox suddenly is like, yo, we're not going to make you pay. That's like a very good selling point. You know what I mean?
I think it's a better selling point to have free games and like work with third parties and whatnot to have those free games every month. I mean, that's not even that's just one of the biggest things. For if you have games with gold, if you have gold, you can get discounts on games too. Like month or two after they come out, you can get a 10% discount. They have sales all the time based around that subscription as well.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of opportunities when you're making $60 a year per subscriber to do some cool things for the customer.
Well, yeah, I get it. I'm just saying that, like, as we move towards more and more free games, like, I swear to God, there's more free games every fucking day, dude. Like, it just is harder and harder to, like, sell anything. You know what I mean?
For
like,
sure.
I don't know.
Hey, dude, I have my own Twitch. I just don't use it. It's my name, Sean S. Johnson, on Twitch. We put the show on here because Trey's the Twitch king for sure, and he has you guys. If we would have done anything on my show to start with, we would not even have you guys here. So eternally grateful.
We needed the Rowdy Boys full backing, dude. Full backing.
I uploaded some of the Gamescast and some of the EZPZ podcasts up to my Twitch as well. So that's there as VODs. But is there anything else we need to chat about?
Wrath of the Twitch King. Uh-oh, dude. Uh-oh.
Hashtag Twitch King.
What's happening, Smog? How are you doing today, buddy?
Yo, what up, man? Happy to hear you. See you on here, I should say. I mean, I would be remiss if I didn't at least mention, I will try to talk quickly. You know I already do talk quickly. But about the Xbox Games Pass possibly coming to the Switch this year. What the heck, man? This is just goes to show you, just like I said, the Xbox, Microsoft, they're prepped and primed to take control, grab the reins of this next generation. Their reign as kings will come soon, dude. So this is Game Informer broke this leak, kind of. The editor-in-chief for Game Informer said that this could happen. This could be announced this year at E3.
So basically, like, kind of explain what exactly the full, like, extent of what this is. So
Sure.
Is the Game Pass...
Do you know what Xbox Games Pass is?
No.
Okay, so it's for $10 a month. You basically get Netflix for Xbox. And if you look at the list of games, I don't know if you want to boot it up, but it's insane. It's every exclusive day one. So Halo Infinite, that might be coming out next year, sure.
You said Xbox Game Pass.
Xbox Games Pass. For instance, Gears 5 drops later this year. It's a $60 game. You get that day one on Xbox Games Pass for your $10 a month. It's an insane value. It's just Microsoft really flexing that we were always a software company first. We will always be a software company and a services company. And Trey's booting up now. Oh, Crackdown, right there. You get Crackdown for...
Oh my God, it is a good list of games, actually.
Yeah,
no, strong list here. That's the back of the microphone. We're gonna speak into the front of the microphone.
Just Cause 3, right there. I mean, that'd be fun. Rocket League, We Happy Few. I mean, as you can see, Ark Survival.
I mean, these are all popular games on Twitch. Like, I mean, like, not all of them, I guess. Rocket League, Ark, Just Cause probably had its moment.
So
Crackdown.
the big takeaway, is Gears 4. All of the
Forza,
Xbox,
dude.
Yeah, man. All the Xbox exclusives, like, are on their day one as part of this for $10 a month. I can't stress that enough. This is like one of the greatest values in all video games.
I know that they also have it's like Sea of Thieves is on there, or is that what the game is called? Yeah. So
that was the launch game pretty much for Xbox Games Pass.
Yeah, no, I mean, it seems like good value, and like with that kind of service, yes, that makes sense that you would keep paying for a subscription, but when it kind of seems like the only thing you're getting is connectivity to like online,
sure,
it's way less appealing. But I guess if you put that kind of shit in my face, like, more likely to pay it.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's coming to Switch, so that means
no. So it's definitely not a for sure confirmed thing. But we all know Switch would not be able to play Forza, right? Like,
No.
There's no way. Forza is one of the most pretty realistic looking video games ever. I mean, it probably couldn't even play Crackdown 3, which is like a letdown 3. I love it, doggy, up in here. It's so true, man. I watched like 10 minutes of gameplay and it just hurt my soul. But there's no way the Switch could do it, right? So what they would do is they would do like Cuphead, which I think the Switch can do.
Yeah, no, that'd be fucking fun on
Or
Switch.
Ori and the Blind Forest, man. I have that on my Xbox One. I just don't want to play it because my Xbox One is relegated to my office. Like, I don't even use it ever. I mean, it's attached to my crappier TV. So, like, if I want to play a game that, like, is meant to look pretty, I'm going to play it on my new TV out in the living room. Make sure, like, Lydia's being bugged.
Letdown 3. You won't last 5 minutes. Jesus Christ. Realm Royale.
Hey, Cats, dude, Hollow Knight 2 was announced, man. It was supposed to be like DLC for Hollow Knight 1, and it is a straight-up sequel. It's so exciting. I know a lot of people love that game. I, for one, need to give it another chance. I think I've said it on the Totally Gamescast before, but I spent like 2 hours and I didn't even get the map, you know, like. So
You just get fucking lost the whole game. It's a stupid fucking game that you get lost the whole time. It looks cool. There's cool vibes. You get lost the whole time. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid.
Shots fired, fam. Shots fired.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. I think it's a really cool game. I wish I was a more patient, thoughtful person so that I could be involved in games like that. But the Metroid games are actually fucking... Yeah, thank you, Kaz. I appreciate you just understanding, because I tried to play Axiom Verge and lasted not even an hour because I hate getting lost. And those Metroid games just make you walk down tunnels.
Metroidvanias.
Yeah, they're just like walking down the same tunnel that looks the same as all the other tunnels, but you have to remember that tunnel you need to go down because when you unlock the bomb, you can go through that door instead. It's like, you gotta remember all these tunnels, and I'm just now trying to remember all these tunnels.
You got like 78 years old real quick there, just thinking about Metroidvanias. Honestly, like Metroid likes, however you want to call it. But... Oh, hey, the Cats is saying, can't play. Oh, my God, he's throwing you shade.
No, that's what I was saying. I said I can't do it.
See that.
Honestly, Super Metroid. Okay, I'll break it down when I got Super Metroid as a child. Okay, day one, Super Metroid. Get Super Metroid. I'm like, yo, this game looks really cool. I spend several hours in the first area because like you have to get these bombs and there's this one little crack on the side of the level that there's no indication that's like it's like a secret block that you have to blow up. Okay. And there's no indication. The game sits there for 10 years until my buddy's like, oh yeah, you just blow up this little crack on the side of the wall. I'm like, oh okay, so now I can play the game.
You youngins out there, days before the internet sucked.
Dude, and I was not going to pay to be on the Nintendo Power Hotline, bro. I'm sorry, dude.
You only got one game a month. That would be like 0.8 games.
Oh, yeah. You'd be able
to get. You couldn't afford it. That was like $1 per minute, $5 call.
Well, my dad would never let me call Nintendo Power Hotline. He'd be like, what the fuck is this? You're trying to fucking pay to learn.
Didn't you show him The Wizard, like the most amazing movie of all time? Like, didn't he just finally get it? Like,
he just suddenly got it. Yeah. It's like... Dude, I totally get why you're 30 and trying to get into esports. Like, yeah. I need to show him The Wizard, dude.
Hey, I love that movie. I bought that movie. And every time I fly, I watch some sort of Fred Savage movie. Okay. So it's either The Wizard or Little Monsters usually.
Hell yeah, dude.
But I love Fred Savage when I was a kid. He was my best friend.
I mean, honestly, Wonder Years was a 10 out of 10 for me. It's a great
10
show.
10 out of 10 would bang again.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't bag Fred Savage. He writes for It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, though. So, I mean, like, props to him for keeping relevant in a weird way. Like,
and not, like, doing some crazy shit.
Yeah, no shit. Like, Child Star that didn't go off the fucking deep end and, like, do all of the drugs.
For sure, man. There's some other stuff on here. HoloLens 2 is on its way, $3,500. Not for the public, but for enterprise. You know, it's a Microsoft move of all Microsoft moves. The last thing we can mention is Resident Evil 0, 1, and 4 are coming out for the Switch. Old game is old, I get it, but I've never beaten Resident Evil 4. So I need to finally play it, especially when it's on that handheld, man. Like, that's so appealing to me. I can sit on the couch, play games, while we're watching a Netflix show or something together. You know, you can relate.
Dude, I've been jamming some goddamn Tetris Royale on the couch, dude.
Oh my god, I want to hear about it.
It's great. It's good. It's good. It's like, it's Tetris. I mean, like, some random shit happens where you'll like be like playing and then suddenly you'll get like 6 blocks at the bottom and you're like, oh, now I'm fucking dead. Like, it's some bullshit, honestly.
Sierra Games, isn't that what they developed? Is that PC game that's like before WoW, right? I'm not thinking.
Writing letters?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sierra, hey, Vanguard, toss it. King's Knight, Heroes Quest, all of those, but wasn't it another one I'm like not thinking of?
Moisa's saying EverQuest as well.
EverQuest, so, that's exactly right. Yes.
EverQuest was in the age where you could Google things at least.
Yeah,
so, like,
but he was writing handwritten letters. Wow, Van Wedge, you are a king.
Just imagine how long that would take. Like, it would just take so long. I would never play the game again by that time. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like, I played my games really, like, played them over and over as a kid. So I guess that's kind of.
Wait. Moist Clams, I disagree. One of my favorite. Yeah. No. Same here, man. Like, I had a subscription to all of the video game magazines. My dad and my mom actually used to sell magazines. They had, like, their own telemarketing business. And so I used to get Game Informer for $1.83 a year.
Dang, that's dank.
Dude, I would, you know what I get all my friends for their birthdays? A year of Game Informer, and they used to think I was spending $25, $30.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we were gonna have the discussion about Prima Strategy Guide shutting down, but we never really got to that back in the day. But we both have a little bit of nostalgia for the strategy guide. I still have several of them. I have like a Pokemon trading card game book in there still for no reason. Like,
yeah, man, I love strategy guides. I love like the art that goes into those. I love all that stuff.
oh, especially the old Pokemon ones. They had those watercolor paintings of the Pokemon that were just epic.
That's
dude.
what I was just gonna say. Holy shit, we are on the same mind wave tonight. So Resident Evil 2 is on PC. Yeah, man. I mean, I can't do that on my couch. That's what I'm trying to say, homie. Yeah, dude. EverQuest is still freaking bopping. That's what I'm saying. Sierra Games is like, how are they still in biz? Well, EverQuest.
Sega Channel.
Oh no! Hold up. There is a EZPZ podcast, dude. I can't believe you brought up Sega Channel. You're like my new best friend. But there is an EZPZ podcast where I went fucking crazy just talking about Sega Channel for like 28 minutes. My friends were like, just sat there with their mouth agape, like what the hell? But dude, it was insane. My dad, as like somebody that's cheap as hell as he is, he got me Sega Channel, and I had that for like a full year or however long it was available. Like, I don't even remember, but
must be nice.
It was
dude.
like, you know what it was?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
So my neighbors across the street had it, and like they only had it for a little bit, but like we wasted, like, it was everything on there. We wasted our time playing like Jeopardy and Echo the Dolphin the whole fucking time.
Playing
like
those games that had sick box art, but you didn't want to spend your month's allowance on or whatever.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Man, I discovered so many fun games on there, like Booger Man and fucking Vectron or whatever.
Oh, that dude! That guy was cool. The green
Cool as
ball guy.
hell.
I didn't have a Sega though, so I was always like, that was one that was like, that looks fucking dope. And
Yeah,
then we could play
man.
Earthworm Jim.
Oh, yes.
That
I was
one-
a psycho Sega kid, dude. Zombies Ate My Neighbors. I know that was on Super Nintendo. That is still to this day one of my favorite video games of all time.
Yeah, no shit, dude.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's where you just like have the shotgun and blast people, right? Like, don't you have a
squirt
shotgun?
gun.
Squirt gun? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
you can grab cans of pop.
Hey, what's up, Gail? How are you going? Okay, you're gonna get that mad W, Gail. Good job.
Get that W.
You
Get
put that back-to-back
W.
boats on the water there, Gail.
So, dude, Moist Clams, that is so rad that you loved it, man.
Chrono
love
Trigger
it.
was hella good too. I didn't play that on SNES, but I played an emulator, and it was super dope.
I got it for the DS when it came out, which I hear is like the best version because you can play it mobily, you know, whatever. Never finished it, but what I played was phenomenal. I don't know why I never did. I was a dumb 14, 15-year-old. You have the guide for Super Mario RPG, dude. I do want to say I have the guide for Earthbound. I forgot to tell you.
Oh yeah, no shit.
So I have like two.
Damn, you got like a set.
Yeah,
like,
I have 2 copies of Earthbound. I have and I have the guide, which is like if I had the box, it'd be worth like $1,000.
I have a sealed copy of F-Zero on or SNES or whatever.
Whoa.
It was like the second print, so it like, you know how they switched the cartridges on SNES. It's like not the standard one, the old school one, but a newer, but it's still kind of cool to have.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome, dude. I have a sealed version of Primal Rage.
Primal Rage! Oh,
On Sega Genesis.
No! I love the girl one, the turquoise one that spits acid.
Yes!
Like, that's a sick one.
So yeah, I know we're like getting into our Jackbox time, but I do want to mention I was just to like share some like personal gaming stories with y'all. Because y'all are becoming my friends up in this bish. When I became a student, I had to fill that void, you know. So I was buying like Amiibo, and I was buying just old video game like action figures. I bought some Primal Rage action figures.
No shit, that's
because
dope.
I used to have them when I was a kid.
No shit.
I was
I never had
psycho.
those. They were like too violent. That was like too violent for
Oh,
me.
really?
You know, like there was like blood in the game, and
Yeah.
like you'd tear exploding hearts for your like health meter. You
can
know.
fart, I'm pretty sure. One of
Okay.
the monkeys, like, yeah, dude. So I had those. I ended up reselling them and making some money back, like just out of 4 or 5 years, like crazy.
Yeah, no doubt, dude. I mean, I went through that period where I was just like buying a whole bunch. Like, I just had all this extra money, and like, it's actually kind of nice to have like wasted money in that way because all of that shit inflated at a rate that you could have never anticipated. Like Earthbound, like you said, you got it for like 20 some bucks, and now it's like
$28.
Yeah, so it's like. It's one of those things, like, I bought a bunch of Magic cards, like, some of them obviously fell off in price, like, standard shit. Others of them, like, just, like, inflated in price, like, dual lands, you know what I mean? And, like, it's just kind of cool that waste of money ended up playing out in my favor in a way, you know what I mean? It's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
no, I hear you, dude. It's so rare in any hobby for, like, the stuff to, like, boost. Like, just have, like, extra, triple like exponential value. I mean, dude, I sold all my Magic on that first boom, like in 2012 or 13, 14. I sold all my shock lands, my sack lands. I sold all of those for like $30-$40 a piece, which I thought was insane because I got them for like 10-12.
Yeah, I mean that's like probably about as good as they got because they've reprinted all of that shit, like several times,
except for like alpha, beta.
Yeah, the what's it called, reserve list or whatever that they've promised that they'll never reprint.
Like Black Lotus, you can never reprint that. That would like ruin some people's lives.
Yeah, no, it would ruin several lives.
Farting is definitely unnatural Van Wedge. And so speaking of farting, we should get into some Jackbox, right? That's what the people
definitely,
are here for
sure.
So thank you guys. I'll close this out while Trey gets us booted up. But thank you for joining us for Totally Gamescast. Like, I love playing Jackbox with you guys, but honestly, like, talking about everything in the video game world for an hour every week is super fulfilling for me. So I appreciate you guys being out for episode 12. We will be back not next week. So,
yeah, next week we're taking a week off. I've got like a bunch of shit going on. Gail has a birthday and her mom has something. So I'm missing my streams Monday and Wednesday. I'm probably going to stream Tuesday, Thursday, Fridays. So just kind of moving everything around. So it's going to be kind of a weird week. But I mean, you guys kind of just show up whenever you guys fucking feel like it anyway.
I'm wondering if y'all have notifications because you guys are on it. I mean, as soon as we start, we're talking for 5-10 minutes. And
they're just like geniuses is what they are. They just like have a natural, they just have natural vibes. They're picking up my wavelength. They're like, yo, I sense that fucking Trey is on the internet somewhere.
Yeah.
And they come to me. They flock. Anyway.
So thank you. Thanks again, guys, for joining us.
I need a God.